Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Brad. This is my channel Animate Orange, and this week in 3D Metal Model News. A quick look at Fascination's website. There's nothing new listed in the coming soon category, but on their now available or new category, a lot of things have moved over. Originally it was just the Death Star and the Burrows, which the Burrows is the Weasley's house in Harry Potter, are now available in stores, but I've since found out that also the Looney Tunes Legends models are now available, and I've received confirmation from Your Toy Mart that they do have them available in stock for you to order and get shipped to your home, so check that out. And I received a message after my last week's video from a Brian Baker, thank you, for pointing out something that I had missed. On Innovatoy's website, if you scroll down to the bottom, and it's still currently there as of the making of this video, there's a picture that shows a lot of the Legends models, all of the Marvel and DC models, the Looney Tunes models, and also some upcoming models, some that I had heard rumors about, and some that I knew nothing about. In the middle of that picture are the Flintstones, a couple of Flintstones, Barney, Rubble, not Flintstone, and Fred in a car. Very interesting. Hopefully the car is included as well. That'll be an interesting build coming up. And there's also Lord of the Rings models in that picture, which I had heard a rumor about, and now I have confirmation. Further confirmation after seeing that, I went poking around on Fascination's website and done something I hadn't done in a while. I have not looked in the 2018 catalog on their website, and doing so, I found pictures in there, not of the Flintstones, but of Lord of the Rings Legends models. So more confirmation that there are Lord of the Rings models coming soon. A quick look at Peace Cool and MU doesn't really show anything new, but like last week I talked a little bit about some of the older new releases from Peace Cool. Because I've only been doing these news videos for so long, I thought I would take a moment to talk a little bit about MU, specifically the Transformers models, because they have quite a few Transformers models on their website. Now, I've been working on the Megatron build, and I'm still working on that, and when I'm done with that, I have an Optimus Prime build. I'm going to start with Optimus Prime because they have these listed on their website, and there are quite a few Optimus Prime's models listed. There's the Generation 1 rather large Optimus Prime that I have that hopefully we'll start building here fairly soon. There's also the Optimus Prime from the 5th Transformers movie, another large build. There's an Optimus Prime bust, so just the top portion of Optimus Prime, one of the newer versions. And there's an Optimus Prime Western Star truck, which is very much like the one that is Fascination's released recently, the Iconics model. And if you go on the Metal Earth subreddit, Metal Base 77 posted a comparison between the Iconics version and the MU version. If you want to check that out, I'll try to put a link in the description down below. There's also an Optimus Prime Christmas truck limited edition. I don't know if it's still available for sure. If it being a limited edition, I think it is. You might be able to find it on AliExpress, but that's one of the ones listed on their website. There's also, speaking of Optimus Prime, there's an Optimus Prime rather small, kind of Legends looking model. I believe on their website they call it the Transformers Q version, and there's a first bomb and second bomb. That may just be an odd translation through Google's translation matrix, but the first series has Prowl, Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Starscream, and Shockwave, little figures, kind of larger head little figures. And then the second wave or second bomb has Jetfire, Hound, Hot Rod, Scorponok, Cyclonus, and Soundwave. And then speaking of the small models, there's an Optimus Prime Replacement Mask Edition, Transformers 5 Horner, and Squeaks, which I've seen quite a few people doing Squeaks. It's interesting little model that kind of a broken down looking Transformer. And going back to the Megatron model, there is the large Megatron Generation 1 model that I'm currently putting together, as well as a Megatron bust model. And there are a couple of other larger models available. There's a couple of Bumblebee models available. One is Generation 1 Bumblebee, and the other one is, I believe, from Transformers 5. It has joints that allow the arms to move, so it's posable. Really cool. I haven't touched on that yet, but someday I'd like to build that as well. And thinking that that was all that they had listed on their website, I went to AliExpress looking for new models, and I found one interesting thing. There's a MU Transformers model listed on one of the shops on AliExpress that is not listed on the MU website, and that is the first generation Jazz model. Don't know if it has posable arms or not. I was not able to read that far into it, because I'm having some issues with it going from an English version of AliExpress to a Russian version AliExpress, and I'm only have so much time to play with that and still have this video to make, so I'll put the link that I've got, but it doesn't show up on MU's website, but it is showing up on AliExpress. So I'm kind of getting the impression, I think I've heard this before, that MU's website's not always up to date. Now, MU does have a lot of other models available. They're not all about Transformers, but that is a large section, and I thought it very interesting to talk about that, since I am working on one MU Transformer model and have another one coming soon, and they have quite a few available if you are a Transformers fan. There are other MU models out there. You can go to their website to check out more, do a search on places like AliExpress to see what else they have. Another news, more channel news, with the 3D printing that I've been doing. I've made some advancements here very recently. One of the things I haven't talked much about that I've been toying with is creating a base that has an embedded magnet in it, and I was able to successfully embed a magnet in a 3D print just yesterday. I'm very excited about it. It's a proof of concept. It's not much to look at because I was simply trying to prove that I could make this happen, but it opens up a world of possibilities with customized bases. Now, the point of putting a magnet in the base, and I've done this before out of wood and craft felt, or craft paper I should say. The reason for doing this is some of the models, especially the older models, the ships, the planes, some of them, the bases, they're a little bit top heavy and they fall over easy. Put a magnet inside of a base and it helps to hold that model up so it doesn't so easily fall over. Well, I wanted to try to embed a magnet in a plastic 3D printed base that I could then customize. I've done it with a very plain black base, proof of concept, but now that opens up the possibility of making customized bases with wording on them, with symbols on them in different colors. I could put your name, the model's name. I could put symbols like Autobot, Decepticon, Rebel Alliance, Klingon emblems on there, whatever you'd like. There's a lot of possibilities that opens for custom design models, for custom design display stands for your metal model. So that's something that I'm going to look into, and if you're not a part of my Patreon, you're not on that page, I've been shifting more of my focus onto wanting to get my own 3D printer so I can go from doing this at the local library, which is a great resource to be able to do it, to moving it in-home, in-house, to where I can spend more time playing around with, experimenting, and creating these tools and creating these bases to make it available to you out there. I'm giving Patreon supporters first access to this information. I do have a small quantity of cone shaping tools printed and ready for others, so if you're interested in one of the set of 5 cone shaping tools, not this 5, but that 5 cone shaping tools that I have available, you can check out my Patreon right now. That's the only way they're available. For Patreon members, at least 1 month contribution of $25 through Patreon, and I will send a set of 5 of these cone shaping tools to any U.S. address. In the future, I am working on redesigning and trying to make better and smaller designs and speed up the process to where I can make more of these tools available, but it is a process, and right now it does take time, so there's limited quantities. So if you're interested in some, go check that out. I am printing more as time goes on, but it takes time. And this is another reason I want to move things in-house by buying my own 3D printer, which is something that I've set a goal for on my Patreon. Once I get to a certain point, I can justify the cost of investing in that printer and doing more of the ideas that I have floating around in my head to help with building these models. One of the other benefits of being a Patreon supporter is when I do finalize one of these tool designs, I do release the STL files. Right now I've got some available through my Patreon to the people who support me through Patreon. I will release them more publicly, probably on the Metal subreddit in time, but I'm giving the Patreon supporters first access as a thank you for your support in making these videos possible and giving me the time and finances to be able to design and 3D print some of these tools to help out the overall metal model building community. As time goes on and I create more tools, I will continue to release the STL files through Patreon first, and over time then more publicly through like the Metal subreddit and whatnot as I design and create more things. So that's another perk of being a Patreon supporter. There is no limit or goal or tier that you have to join. Any tier gives you access to these STL files. Any little bit helps. I do appreciate my Patreon supporters and Ko-Fi supporters out there for your help making these videos possible. I'll leave it at that. I'll try to put links in the description down below for some of the things that I'm talking about. In the future, if you follow me on any of the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, I sometimes post updates of new things that I find out on there rather than wait until Friday's video. You can follow me there. There will be links to those in the description as well. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.